And now we can continue with our spectacular task of adding and subtracting rationals. Over here, I'm just going to get started by factoring the trinomial. First, let me copy things down so we have 3x minus 2 all over. Now, actually, let me make that line a little bit straighter. That's good. And okay, so here down at the bottom, we want to find two numbers that multiply to 10 and add up to 7. So how about 2 and 5? Great. Now, of course, we want a common denominator to combine the fractions. And our common denominator can be x plus 2 times x plus 5, since this fraction already has an x plus 2 down at the bottom. So what I can do is just multiply it by x plus 5 over x plus 5. Okay, now we can combine the fractions. Just make one big line here. And now I can put x plus 5 times x plus 2 as the denominator, since that's our common denominator. And I can combine the numerators. So I'll just rewrite the top here as 4 times x plus 5 and minus 3x minus 2. And don't forget, please don't forget the brackets around these elements. That's important. Okay, now we can expand and simplify. So we can multiply and distribute the 4. 4 times x for x. 4 times 5, 20. Then I must distribute the negative. So negative 3x plus 2. I was going to say 4, but it's 2. Why is it plus 2? Because negative and negative make a positive. And down at the bottom, I'm just going to keep the same thing. X plus 5 times x plus 2. Okay, now we can just combine like terms. 4x minus 3x is just x, and 20 plus 2, just 22. All over x plus 5 times x plus 2. And that's as far as we can go, so we're done. Now, how about question number 8? Okay, so I'm just going to copy the numerator over here. And now I want to factor this trinomial. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 15 and add up to negative 2. How about negative 5 and 2? That looks good. Plus x all over x minus 5. And of course we want a common denominator, which can in this case be just x minus 5 times x plus 2, since this fraction already has the x minus 5 as an element. But how do we get the x plus 2 over here? Of course we just multiply it. X plus 2 over x plus 2. Great, now we have a common denominator. That's what we wanted, to combine everything. And the common denominator, of course, is just x minus 5 times x plus 2. So over here on top we're going to have x plus 3 plus x times x plus 2. Usually I like to see brackets around this, but since we're adding and there's nothing in front here really, I'm just going to leave it like this. But if you wanted, you could actually have brackets around it. Anyways, so let's continue. So we still have top the x plus 3, and now I can distribute the x. So x times x, x squared, and x times positive 2, just 2x. And down at the bottom we still have x minus 5 times x plus 2. Great, now we can just rearrange everything, combine like terms. X plus 2x is just 3x plus 3. And that's just all over x minus 5 times x plus 2. And that's it. We're done.